Hi and welcome. This is my review of The Acolyte. I've watched 5 episodes of it now, and so I thought I would do a review of it. As you know, I like science fiction. And so this show is about May and her sister Osha. You can see her picture right here. This is May. And Osha is her twin. They both have the same haircut, even though they've gotten older from childhood. No one knows why, but whatever. Um, so they're born, actually not born. I shouldn't say they're born. They're created, the twins, by space witches. And you can see one of the space witches right here in the front. Now, this, of course, touches off all sorts of controversy on YouTube, etc., about how are they created out of thin air, and what about space witches in Star Wars. Well, these are her parents, okay, the twins' parents. They are space witches. Now, where do the space witches come from? Memory serves me correctly that they come out of the cartoon The Clone Wars. If I remember right, the space witches are from Dothamir or some planet like that. And they actually look not like this, but in the cartoon they look like this. They're the space witches. For those of you that are fans of the Clone Wars, you will know that they exist in that cartoon. And they are quite prominent in that cartoon. I believe there's a couple of seasons, or several seasons of the cartoon that they're in. And they have the ability to create people and things and objects and matter out of thin air using their magic. Now, there's all sorts of controversy I've heard from everybody on YouTube, etc., that, oh, well, they've renamed the Force and call it the Thread and blah, blah, blah. Okay, so what? Is my answer to that. Um, yeah, just like there are different religions on Earth, you can have different religions in the galactic space, right? Hindus believe differently than Christians do. Shinto religion is different than Christianity and Hindu. Get the idea? Okay? Yeah, they could be trying to explain the same thing. So why wouldn't you have different ideas in a giant galaxy? Just pointing that out. So yeah, there could be different religions around the Force. But it's still the Force. That's just my idea on it. You can think of it how you like. But I don't have a problem with that. Okay, the fact that there's space witches, you might have a problem with or not have a problem with. I honestly do not care. I don't have a problem with there being space witches. Okay, there are all sorts of people out there that think that, oh, this is wrong and whatever. It's perfectly fine to me. It's perfectly acceptable to me that they have space witches. Okay, and that they have the ability to create a person. If you go back into the cartoon, they create they create Maul's brother, and so they actually have supposedly imbued Maul himself, Darth Maul, with powers, and he was given to the Emperor. So in this cartoon, they create Darth Maul's brother, and he is given to Count Dooku. So, like I said, I don't have a problem with this at all. So that's to me, it's perfectly acceptable that in the show The Acolyte, there are space witches, and they create the main characters, who are, this is the Acolyte and her sister, as well, Osha, who looks exactly like her. So they look the same in the show. So one is good, one is bad. Osha is the one that was trained to be a Jedi but left the Jedi Order. May is the one that's the Acolyte who is seeking revenge because what happens is the Jedi come to the witch planet, or the planet where her parents are living as witches, and they basically end up in a fight with them and wiping them. Well, as far as I know in the show, they wiped them out. And so she's seeking revenge against the Jedi, while Osha, her twin sister, was taken in by the Jedi and made into a Jedi, but she left the Order. So that's the storyline. And so May is out killing Jedi Masters that were on her planet that destroyed the witches. And that's really what the show, for the most part, is about. Okay, what we find out through what I've found out through 5 episodes is the main character seems to be May and him. Okay, he is Master Soul. He's a Master Jedi. I remember him from Squid Game, so that's what I know him as. Out of the whole show, frankly, I think he's the best actor. Overall, what do I think of the show through 5 episodes? I think the script is horrible. Just saying. I think the writing is very poor. There are a lot of action sequences, but the problem with them is the choreography really isn't there. The sets they use and any of the imaging that they use is horrible. You can tell at least through episodes 3, 4, and 5 that they are on a soundstage, which is really sad. It doesn't look real. They're in a jungle supposedly in in episode 4 and 5, and it doesn't look like jungle. It looks like seriously looks like something out of Star Trek, the original series, which is honestly really bad. It literally looks like it was made in like 1965. And for Disney, who spent $180 million on this show, to have the special effects look awful, I don't get it. Where did the money go? Certainly didn't go into the special effects, and certainly didn't go into the script. So that to me is what the failure of the show is. Like I said, some of the people I like in the show, I don't have a problem with them. Like I said, I think the Space Witches is fine. I think the Jedi are fine in it. I don't get the excuse they use for not involving the real Jedi Council with Yoda in it. Their excuse doesn't make any sense to me, because what they discover is a Sith. This is a Padawan of Saul, Master Saul's Padawan, and I'll explain. She gets killed in the 5th episode, but the fight scene she does with the Sith is just idiotic, because the Sith Lord literally wipes out several Jedi Knights in 2 seconds, which to me is kind of bizarre because he shouldn't have that much power. If he's that powerful a Sith, I would think Yoda would know this. In fact, the entire Jedi Council would know. This is the Sith, by the way. Why he's wearing a helmet, I have no idea. Why the helmet looks absolutely ridiculous, I have no idea. Doesn't make any sense to me because Darth Sidious certainly does not wear a helmet. Count Dooku doesn't wear a helmet. So why would he be hiding his face? None of this made any sense to me. Once again, this goes down to the poor writing. Why would he not show his face? He's this guy is an all-powerful Sith Lord from my witnessing the show. So why would he be in hiding? If he was this powerful, he would be able to mask his looks the same way Darth Sidious does in Star Wars. So I don't get it why he would have a helmet on, especially a poorly designed helmet like this. Looks ridiculous, okay, and sounds ridiculous and is foolish. This guy's powers are really unbelievable as he literally wipes out a whole bunch of Jedi, masters included, and I don't get how he does it. If he's like I said, if he's that powerful, if he has that much of a signature in the Force, then Yoda and the Jedi Council would have picked this up as a disturbance in the Force, and they would know he existed. Now, all of this, as far as I know, goes against whatever lore was put forward in the original Star Wars movies, because the Sith aren't supposed to appear for hundreds of years. So this is supposed to be like 100 years before the Star Wars movies. So even so, he shouldn't exist. So I don't get it. Once again, it's the poor writing. You can see him here. He is with, this is actually Osha, the twin sister, that he's confronting. And once again, so, you got to ask yourself, is this a good show? And I think I've pointed out that the answer is no. Is it entertaining? Not really. What would I compare this to on a science fiction level? Okay, is it worse than She-Hulk, which to me is one of the worst shows ever made? No. Is it worse than Star Trek Discovery, which frankly I find to be completely unwatchable? No. You can watch this. Now, if you want to laugh through it, whatever, that's up to you. But it's watchable, but it's stupid, okay? So maybe this is good for, like, little kids to watch. But frankly, I think if you were going to make something for little kids to watch, this should have been a cartoon. Okay? It would be more believable as a cartoon. And frankly, they would get better special effects if this was a cartoon. So I kind of think that Disney made a mistake in making this have real people in it because it looks stupid. As a cartoon, I think it would be more successful. So once again, what else could I compare this to? I'm not really sure. Like I said, it's better than Star Trek Discovery, which is unwatchable. It's better than the She-Hulk series, which was unwatchable. Oh, is it better than Kenobi? Absolutely, because that is totally unwatchable and a complete failure. Is it better than Ahsoka? And so I'm trying to compare it to other things that make sense. Is it better than Ahsoka? I don't know. I think it's a close tie. Okay? I think that's tied. It's definitely not better than The Mandalorian. The Mandalorian is superior totally to this show. And frankly, The Mandalorian's probably the best show on Disney Plus, period. So that's where I come down on this. So what do I give it out of 5 stars? A 1? Maybe a 1.5? Not really sure. But those are my views on it. If you enjoyed these videos, subscribe, hit the like button. That's really all I have to say about this. Have a good one. Bye-bye.